Welcome, sparkling ones. So glad you're here. I know we're just getting started on month one of the reset, and so I'm really excited to cover this very important topic, helping you to understand why protein matters. Because we want to reduce guilt and confusion, and our intention is to empower you with one simple upgrade that you can try this week. We're also looking forward to hearing from you about how it's going, answer any questions, and also listen to your suggestions. We're always interested in improving the course to make it better for future sessions. So please feel free as we move along through the course to let us know how it's going and what you think is missing and anything we can do to improve. As I mentioned, tonight we're going to be talking about protein, not in a bodybuilder or diet culture kind of way, but in a support your body kind of way. This conversation is especially important for women, and our goal is to help this feel simple, supportive, and doable. Liz is going to lead our short discussion tonight, and then we'll check in with you afterward and see how you're doing so far. So take it away, Liz.
All right. So protein, as Denise mentioned, big issue. A lot of women come into a reset thinking that they're eating healthy, you know, the quantity of food that they're eating and everything is good, but they still feel tired, they still feel foggy, brained, and hungry. After you eat your breakfast, you're hungry. So one of the most common reasons is that they're not having enough protein, especially in the morning to get you started. So, this isn't about willpower, it's biology. Our bodies need protein. It's our energy source. So, what actually is protein? Like, what does it do beyond like Denise mentioned? It's not just building up your muscles. Protein helps stabilize your blood sugar. It supports your hormones. It preserves the muscle. It reduces cravings and supports detoxifying and healing of the body. So it's a lot more than just building your muscles. It has a lot of factors involved with your metabolism, your blood sugars, your energy, your mood, cravings, and even your sleep. So when we have our stable sugar blood levels, then our body is more relaxed, and then they can go into that healing process, detoxifying and releasing that fat. Because if we're stressed, it's not going to work. It's not going to happen. So we need good levels of protein in our body to do that effectively. And for us women, again, major impact on our bodies because it affects our hormones. Blood sugar cravings is going to cause stress. This is going to affect our hormones. It's going to increase our cortisol levels, which is going to in turn block our progress. So it's a huge domino effect. So, we're going to have these spikes in our sugars, these crashes, and it's all because we're not having the right nutrition to support, and protein is a big part of that. Let's see the next one. All right. So some signs that you might not be getting enough protein. So you're hungry after you just ate. You had that afternoon crash, or you got those sugar cravings in between, or snacking all day, and just trouble having strength, building strength. And I can account for this because like when I don't eat right, I notice it right away. Like you'll have that craving, you're like, oh, okay. So you have to be aware of what you're eating. Breakfast is like the important one because that's going to get your day started and that's going to set the tone for the rest of it. So if you have that spike right in the beginning of your day, then you're going to have that crash. You're going to go up and down. You're going to have a yo-yo effect where if you have a nice healthy dose of protein in the morning, you're going to have a steady balance. And then when your lunchtime comes, again, steady balance so you don't have those peaks high and those lows. And it's not anything that you're doing wrong. Again, it's our bodies. It's physical, you have to be able to learn what your body needs. So, and in relation to what you can do right to keep it going. All right. So, what about not having enough protein? What it really means? It's nothing complicated. You have to have a good portion of protein at every meal. Like I mentioned, breakfast is important. It's going to set the tone for the rest of the day. And when you think about portions, you don't have to count the calories. You don't have to count the micros. You don't have to make it all difficult. A nice, like you take your palm of your hand and a nice little amount that fits in the palm of your hand, that's enough protein for you to go through, through that shift, through that morning or lunch or dinner, and then balance it out with vegetables and fruits and a little bit of carbs. But you have to have a nice amount of protein to kind of stabilize the tone for the rest of the day. And then, so here are a few examples. You know, we think about protein, you have your meats, your got beef, chicken, but we also have other proteins. You have um the one that you kind of really don't think about are nuts. Nuts are really good in protein. Beans are really good in proteins. So here are a few examples. Like if you eat your protein first, as the grams per weight, you're going to have a nice amount. So, um, just look at the image. You got 2 scoops of whey protein. You got 6 ounces of chicken breast. You have 8 ounces of lean sirloin steak, or 10 ounces of fish. So depending on what protein you use, your amount can vary. But if you look at it, like I said, it's kind of like the palm of your hand. You don't have to complicate things a lot. You don't have to try to figure out, oh, 50 grams of protein is there. Like, no, just use your hand, and you'll be fine. And again, beans, and there's other stuff, you can balance it out through the day. Like if we have some bacon and eggs in the morning, both of those are proteins. And at lunchtime, you have a salad with some nuts and stuff. You can balance out your meals. So the protein reset challenge for this week, it says to add protein to your breakfast and then keep track. Notice how you feel. Um, You don't have to be perfect. There's no pressure, just awareness. Just be aware of what you're eating throughout the day. Check your energy, your mood, your focus. If you are hungry later on, just kind of keep mental track of it, or write it down if you're keeping a journal, one of Denise's spreadsheets, and you'll notice the difference because I've been doing this for a while. And yeah, if I don't eat my protein in the morning, by 4 or 5 hours later, I'm like, oh, like, did I not eat anything? Like, yeah, you ate, but it wasn't the right amount. So you exhausted your energy. So, think about it as keeping that balance, keeping that mood level throughout the day. All right. So Denise, you take it from here.
Thank you so much. That was awesome. Short and sweet. Just a reminder about the importance of protein. So, this week isn't about doing more, it's about supporting your body more intentionally, right? Protein is one of the simplest ways to do that. So, would anybody like to say what surprised them most about protein? Was there anything that you heard or learned that you didn't know about?
I think I knew everything, or was familiar with everything um, about what Liz said, which I thought she did a great job. Um, but I think my biggest challenge is for breakfast, especially, is what's a good protein besides eggs?
Mm.
And if you have any kind of thoughts on that.
Well, I kind of stick to the bacon and eggs, so that's kind of hard. But if you have a salad, like a salad would be good. Like if you have like a chicken salad or whatever type of protein you like. then if you don't want the bacon and eggs, then yeah, you can do a salad. Um, I don't know.
I do have to pull a list. I have a list of some plant proteins too, for it,
Okay.
especially for people who don't like meat or who don't eat meat, who are vegan or vegetarian. There are some really great sources of plant protein. So sometimes when you don't want something really heavy like eggs and bacon or steak and eggs or anything like that, there'll be other items that you can add that are a little lighter and not so heavy, but are still giving you the protein that you need.
That's great. And thank you, Liz, also, because I didn't think of having like something other than a breakfast food at
Yeah.
breakfast. And that
Well,
makes sense. That makes
well,
a lot
okay.
of sense.
It's funny too because I kind of paused. I kind of held back because I was going to say a burger. But that's because I eat my breakfast at noon. So I don't have to go to the typical breakfast. I'll get a burger, I'll get a sandwich, I'll do something else. But there's no rules as far as like what you can have for breakfast. Breakfast is you're just breaking your fast, and you can do that with anything. So yogurts, like if you want to stick with that yogurt, a lot of people use like grapefruit and yogurt or with cottage cheese, stuff like that. But I'm not into into that, so I can kind of I'll just stick with a regular meal. But but yeah, always have your protein. Like if it was a burger, sometimes I'll take away the bun. I just have the burger with the lettuce and the toppings and like a veggie burger. And and also I didn't mention it, but when you're eating, and if you don't want those spikes, you eat your protein first. Then you eat your vegetables, and then at the end you'll eat the carbs. That way your body's digesting the protein. That way you won't have that quick spike with the carbs that they'll give you this quick spikes if you reverse it. You can have the same food, it's the same meal, but the order that you eat the food is gonna dictate how that sugar spike goes up. So if you eat your protein first, then the vegetables, and then leave the carbs for last, you'll have a better equilibrium as far as your glucose levels.
That's a good point. I was totally thinking about that after I was putting the PowerPoint together, that the order that you
Yeah.
eat them in is really important. But things like Greek yogurt, or is it because you don't like eggs or because you don't want to eat eggs every day? You're just looking for other options?
I'm just looking for other options because
Yeah,
I get a little like same old every
sure.
day. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, for
something
30 days,
option.
eat eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So things
And
like Greek yogurt, I think Greek yogurt probably has like 20 grams. Cottage cheese, I think, is around that, like 15, 16 grams.
I
And
just,
then
yeah,
go
I
ahead.
just made a chicken tortilla soup, and that'll be my breakfast tomorrow. So I've got my vegetables in there. I got the protein, the chicken, because I actually made a gyro, so I just kind of threw that meat in there. But yeah, that'll be my breakfast. It's nice, warm, hearty. It'll fill me up. It'll keep me going because it has a protein, and I don't have to do the bacon and eggs or whatever. Anything that you're in the mood for.
Yeah. For people who are plant-based, tofu
Mhm.
works really if you like tofu. Some of it though is actually really good. You can chop it up and it actually looks like scrambled eggs, and you put all the seasonings that you usually put on, but it's tofu and it tastes a little bit different. Chia pudding, lentils. A lot of people don't think about having lentils at breakfast. Or Liz mentioned nuts and seeds, peanut butter, um, those different things. But I do have a list, so I'll make sure to add that to to the community. So we have a list to choose from. Because you're right. It's you don't want to be eating eggs every day for the next 30 days. I don't mind because I just make them in different ways, and I love eggs, but yeah. If you want to break it up. That's awesome. Great question. Thank you. Um, how does how do you feel like does stress affect your eating patterns? You're muted, Susan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I
No,
was.
you're fine.
Excuse me. Everything affects my eating patterns. I'm happy, I eat. I'm sad, I eat. I'm stressed, I eat.
I
I don't
love
have
it.
to worry. I eat all the time.
Are you having enough protein?
I need to work on that. Um, I think I'm really bad about that. And I didn't know about eating the protein first either. So that's
Yeah.
a really good tip too that I gained from this.
Yeah.
So that helps.
Yeah, because when you go to the restaurants, they usually give you the bread first, and then, so you're already filling up with carbs, and your glucose is gonna go way up. Another way to kind of, you know, contradict that is using butter. Like if you're gonna have bread and, put butter on it, it'll level off the spike if you just have plain bread. But yeah, always start with your protein, your veggies, and then the dessert will be your carbs. So kind of skip the bread or leave it towards the ends. And which is bread is a like for a lot of people it's a staple. So it's hard to kind of like avoid the bread. But
Yeah, that's a hard one for me.
yeah. But if if you just switch it towards the end, you can still have your bread and not get the spike in your glucose level.
Yeah.
I'm looking for recipes and all of them have eggs. It's eggs in different
Eggs,
forms.
yeah.
Eggs with
Salmon
spinach.
and toast.
Yeah.
Um, let's
Avocado.
see.
Avocado is
Oats that
good.
have proteins, avocado would be
Yeah.
amazing. That's a superfood. Oh, Greek yogurt parfait with nuts and berries would
Yeah.
make a great breakfast and high in protein. So so yeah, there are different choices. We'll
Yeah.
we'll get a list together and make sure that you have something to choose from. That's a great addition. Kefir. Let's see what else is on this list. Yeah, chia pudding,
Yeah, I think we mentioned them
agar,
all. Yeah.
chicken. Yeah, yeah.
For
But yeah,
me, it's not stress, it's more like boredom. Like I'm watching TV and you're used to what like snacking on something. And I'm like, oh, I need to stop this. And then a lot of times, like you think you're hungry, but actually you're not hungry, you're thirsty.
hmm,
So, just grab a, cup of water and, my husband's like, I'm hungry. I was like, go drink some water. I go hydrate because
yeah,
you're not hungry. Your body's just thirsty and
thirsty.
you don't know how to recognize it. So, I'll do that. I'll drink water and then after a while, okay, if I still feel then okay, then I'll go eat something. But the majority of the time, I say 90% of the time is just thirst.
Yeah, that's actually something that since it's been cold that I'm really struggling with because I don't like room temperature water.
Mhm.
And it's too cold to be drinking cold water.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to make myself, I sit by the heater to drink my water because it's been so cold. But yeah, definitely
Teas,
very
going to the
important.
teas.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I have to start doing teas.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to stay off the honey. So that's a little hard for me too because I'm used to putting honey in my tea and I'm trying not to. So but yeah, I'm working on it. Is it
Yeah.
everybody reaching their goals for hydrating? How you doing on that?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not hitting. When I put my goal for the other day, it was not what I should be drinking, but what I was hoping to drink.
And that's the encouragement, right? One glass at a time. Like especially
Yes.
if we're not used to drinking water all the time,
Mhm.
let's start increasing every day. Let's make it a goal for ourselves to add one more glass than what we had yesterday. Um and until we get to the point where we're supposed to be. Yeah. The water issue for me is
Yeah.
is a tough
Like with
one.
the cold, yeah, you don't want to be drinking. Yeah. But yeah, I did good. I did good. Yeah. And then the thing is like with the cold weather, then you have to go to the restroom more
Yes.
often. Like, do I
It's like,
really
I'm
want to be
already
doing
going
this?
because it's cold.
I was like,
Exactly.
well, I'm cleansing. This is good.
Yep. Get rid of all those toxins. Absolutely.
So, but it's supposed to be this chilly like another week, at least here in Florida. We're not used to it.
No, no, it's
Uh,
been brutal.
yeah.
Because we're not prepared. We don't
Yeah,
have the
we're not.
clothes for it. We don't have like we're not ready for this kind of
No.
weather. It was 28 degrees the other morning.
I think,
For Florida, and I know it's like whatever.
yeah,
This was 2 degrees
no.
here. That's what my brother says. Every time I tell him, he's like, "Stop complaining. It was 2 degrees here."
Yeah, for us,
But
yeah,
for
that's true.
us, like we're not prepared. I got the
Yeah.
oven on. I'm not baking anything. I'm just trying to warm up my space.
Uh,
So, which meal do you find is the hardest to add protein to? Is it breakfast or lunch or dinner?
I think it's breakfast.
Breakfast.
Yeah, because I think, growing up probably eating cereal,
Mm,
um, like probably a non-protein type breakfast the
yeah.
most. So I think that's the hardest for me. Lunch, because you're used to a sandwich or a salad or a soup.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
so that's easy. And dinner is I always try to have my protein and my vegetable especially, and trying to cut back on the carbs and even eliminating carbs at night and just having them earlier in the day.
Mm,
um, I find is more helpful to me of trying to control my weight. But I think breakfast is the hardest.
yeah. Are you finding it easy to take the supplements?
Yes, I put them out on my counter because I'm
Awesome.
really bad at taking pills. Because
Yeah, me too.
I don't take them. I don't take hardly anything medication wise. So
Hmm.
um, I put them out on my counter, and I have my check sheet right next to them.
Okay, cool.
So so I know every morning I have this, and every night with my meal I have a couple of them. The ones kind of confused about is the one that says, and I forget which one it is, if you're having an something deficient meal to take, is it the Terra? No, it's not the Terra. I'll have to get the sheet, but it's across the room.
The Terrazone?
Or the one right below the Terrazon.
Let me see.
all right, so there's the PB Restore, Terrazyme, then BMG. We take that every day. The omegas.
Is there one that we're supposed to take at a certain time? Oh, it's the Terrazyme. Probably she's talking
Yeah,
about. It says especially when eating enzyme deficient foods.
she's muted.
You're muted.
Okay, there you go. Keep muting. All right, we don't hear you. You're muted.
There you go.
Tim's in the other room watching TV, and he's laughing and whatnot. I don't want it on your recording.
Oh, that's okay.
Um, what's an enzyme deficient food?
Okay.
Okay, it's
So the
not,
Terrazyme. Go ahead.
yeah, it's not the food that's deficient. For example, my husband has a problem digesting protein as far as beef or pork. So I give him the enzyme because they have the the and well, they have to have, and I give him the Terrazymes because it has the enzymes to break down the beef and the pork. So
Okay.
he has problems digesting, you know, chicken he's okay with and fish he's okay with. But when it comes to beef and pork, like if he eats a little bit of steak, it'll mess up his stomach. So,
Okay.
but if you don't have a problem eating foods, then or with your digestion, you should be okay.
And the other one was the Meta um, PVR. It says when you need it. I probably need it all the time.
The PB Restore?
No, the Meta PVR, the Meto 2 Max.
Oh, the Mito 2 Max.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that one you're going to need because that's the one that gives you energy.
Yeah, that's your
Okay.
energy. That
Okay.
helps, yeah, that helps your cells on the mitochondria, which gives you energy. So that's the one, like if you're a coffee person in the morning and you're trying to cut back on your coffee, you want to take the Mito 2 Max because
Okay. Great.
it'll give you that energy that you need.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about enzymes is that we have our bodies produce enzymes. Our bodies are supposed to produce enzymes, but sometimes the food that we eat is so processed and it's so heavy that our body's in a state where it's not able to break it down. And that's where the Terrazyme comes in. So if you think about it, the enzymes that are already in our gut or that we're supposed to have in our gut is what kind of like take breaks down the food and takes all the nutrients out and then gets rid of the waste. But if our enzymes, we don't have enough and they're not working correctly, then we need an enzyme to be able to replace what we're missing in our body. So if especially if you're eating a heavy meal like um, meat, steak, anything heavy like that, that's when it's especially important to take the Terrazyme because it's going to help you
Also,
break that down
yeah. Also, with time, your body changes, and
as you
like you
get
just
older.
said, like yeah, when you were younger, you used to have to bowl a cereal every day, basically. So you were drinking milk every day. But then as you get older, well, you don't have that cereal every day. So your body's like, oh, I don't need that much enzyme. I don't need that much lactate. So I won't make that enzyme. And then later on, as an adult, okay, I'm gonna have that ice cream. I'm gonna have that yogurt. I'm gonna have that has the lactic and yeah in there. You don't have as much enzymes because you're not eating that food anymore. So the Terrazymes will help, that'll give you that boost because it has all those enzymes in there. So for people who like lactose intolerance, the Terrazyme help. Because it has all the enzymes. It has for, protein, it has for lactate, it has for the one for me, I can't remember the name of it right now, but it has them all in there. I
Mhm.
don't know what my problem is, but I don't I don't go a day without taking it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, maybe it's lactose, but no, I can have ice cream, it doesn't, but some days, whatever it is, it'll affect me. And if I stop taking it, I notice it. I notice it like a week later. I'm like, okay, I need to get back on it. So I try not to miss out on it. But yeah, our bodies change and so this is just a boost for it. So some people are fine, they don't need it. Other people, yeah, they definitely need it.
Yeah. But it's definitely the that our food is lacking.
Yeah.
Um, it's highly processed. We cook it at high heat. A lot of us eat fried foods. So that really puts a strain on our digestive system. And so Terrazyme kind of helps break all that up and get the nutrition that we can out of the food that we're eating. And then it helps to get rid of the rest. That's why a lot of people, when they start taking it, they'll notice they're probably moving their bowels more often.
Mhm.
It's because it's cleaning out the system. It's taking what it could use from the nutrition that you're eating, and then it's getting rid of the waste instead of it just sitting there trying to, and your body's trying to digest it and it can't. So
I remember we did a class a while ago and then I was talking about how I'd had to look for it. Anyway, it talks about the process of you eating, digesting food, and your saliva has a lot to do with it. A lot of people will chew one, two, three, and then swallow, and that's not good because your mouth has all these enzymes in it, and you need to chew your food to develop that. And then once those enzymes are getting mixed in there, then they go to your stomach, and then the stomach has different enzymes. So there's a whole process, there's a whole science to that. And nowadays we live in a world which is so fast paced that we got to basically chew our food 2 or 3 times and swallow and go. Um, so you're again, that's another thing that affects your body if you're not eating food correctly. All these little minute things that you wouldn't even think about, they affect your body. So chew your food a little longer, you let the saliva do what it's supposed to do, then you digest, then your stomach goes in and does what it's supposed to do, then your intestine does what it's supposed to. It's a whole process.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I think I find holistic health so fascinating. And it's interesting because this is what we were taught when we were young, right? Chew your food, stop
Chew your food,
talking,
yeah.
eat your food, right? Chew your food. Like our parents told us to do that. They probably didn't know why they were telling us to do that, but they were. And now we're like, yeah, practically inhaling our food because we're always on the run and we're eating on the go, and that affects how our body processes
Mhm.
all of that. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome conversation. Thank you so much for joining. So it's important, right? Support our body more intentionally. Protein is one of the simplest ways to do that. And we hope that you will join us for the next session. The next session is we're going to be talking about weight loss and is the scale lying to you? So,
I hope so.
yeah, that should be interesting. We'll talk a little bit about that for the next session. Thank you so much for joining. It was so nice
Thank you.
seeing
Thank you.
you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thanks for participating and for being with us. Yep, this is fun. And don't forget, thank you to go into school, and for anyone who's listening to the recording, go into school and participate in the posts. Let us know what you think about, give us, your thoughts about what you're doing, how you're doing. This has been amazing at keeping up with that. I post it and then I forget to answer it. I'm like, oh, Susan answered. So thank you, Miss Good Student.
Yeah. And
Appreciate you.
don't forget about this month's promo, which actually works right in line with what we're doing. It's awesome. We have all those free gifts.
Go ahead, tell us.
It has the castor oil, it has the geranium if you order by the 15th, and it has the, what do you call, the pad for the castor
The
oil.
patches, yeah.
Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah. So especially for those who are planning to join us for month two, and if you're going to be ordering the month two kit, it's a great time to do it because they're giving us a lot of free stuff to go along with it. So yeah, we'll be talking about that soon. But thank you for joining us. Thank you so much, Liz, for your presentation.
You're
Appreciate you.
welcome.
Yep. We'll see you next week. Let us
Alrighty.
know in the community if you need any help or encouragement. Bye.